Hi all, we have with us Saurabh, an alumni of UPS. Through a conversation with him, we will understand the current business context of analytics outside our textbooks, talent expectations from fresh graduates entering that field, and what differentiates successful candidates.
So to begin the session with, could you tell in a brief way about your role and your experience in this field, in the field of business analytics?
Yes, so hi Megha. So I'll start with my experience, right? So I did my MBA in UPS, but prior to that, I already had some experience with analytics. So I was working with Amazon for around 3 years and then did my MBA. So post that, I started working with Soft, which is a consulting company, and here I'm working as a business analyst. So majorly, my role is focused on driving insights from a major chunk of data, and based on those insights you have to develop certain ideas and build certain dashboards and uh, collaborate with stakeholders. So we have different stakeholders that you have to work with. So that is pretty much my role currently.
Okay, that's great to hear. So let's move on to next question, Mimansa.
How would you describe the current business context of the business analytics industry today?
Well, I mean, currently, so you all are aware, right? So you're students, so AI is on the rise. So every company is looking for automation these days. So I think it's very important that you guys learn a bit about AI and ML algorithms, right? So that is going to be the future. And that is how it's evolving very rapidly. And we have live data that is going on. You feed the live data and then you have to drive the insights within the same time frame. So I think that is changing the industry really rapidly, and that is going to be a really major point.
That was a really great tip. Let's move on to the next question.
Hi Saurabh, Srishti here. How are you doing today?
Hi Sisti, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. All right, so I just wanted to know your opinion. Like, from a fresher's perspective, what kind of talent are the companies in this field looking for?
Yeah, so I mean, you need to have certain set of skills, right? So
Mhm.
basics like SQL, Python, Power BI. So the language tools that you need to have to interpret the data, right? So SQL, Python, those will help you with cleaning the data and driving your insights, right? But I think the major important thing is that when you worked with the data, how do you convey your ideas and the findings that you have received? And for that, I think you need to learn at least one or two dashboarding tools. So Power BI is there. You can do a little bit of it in Excel, but Power BI and Tableau, those are the major tools. So I think those are the technical sides. And but also with that, you have to have certain skills such as communication skills. So you can do all the work, but if you do not have the ability to convey whatever you have, learn from whatever you have worked with the data. So in order to be successful, you have to convey whatever you have done, communicate with the stakeholders. And so I think all the mix of these different skills that makes you a really good candidate.
Right. Thank you so much, Saurabh.
You're welcome.
Hi, Saurabh. Srishti this side again.
Hi Sisti.
I'm very eager to know one question, which is, can you walk us through the selection and the recruitment processes, which are usually followed for these kind of roles?
So I think if you're aware, you must have gone through internship periods as well, right? So it's basically simple. So the structure for these roles, as I have seen it from my time, so it has remained the same. So you apply for a role, and the first thing is resume selection. And of course, back then it used to be done like manually, right? And back then you had a lot more chances of getting selected. But now they have these ATS trackers, so there's automation there as well. So you apply for a job, and then ATS works, right? So if you get selected, then you get center assessment, basis which you'll get to the next round if you clear that. And I think based on the designation, the roles can be different. So the rounds can be, there could be multiple rounds and there could be single round as well. So there could be a technical round and the HR round follows right after that. So that is the procedure, like mainly, as I know.
Thank you for your amazing insights.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. This is Vanshika.
Hi Vanshika.
So this is going to be the last question.
What skills or behavior or competencies differentiate successful candidates?
So again, right? So it's again the mix of those skills that I talked about, SQL, Python, right? So you need to have those skills, but the most important thing is a lot of the candidates will have those skills, but are you able to convey it? So you have a data right in front of you, and when you look at it, right, you need to have the ability to drive the insight and convey it to the next person, because the guys that you're working for, right, it could be someone who is a 40-year-old, 50-year-old, and not that much tech savvy. So what you have to do is you have to make it simpler for them, and that is the ability that you need to have, like, to understand things and then make it simpler for others and then convey it. So you need to be a bit of storyteller as well. I think that is what makes you stand out.
Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right, Saurabh, thank you so much for your time. These insights have been very helpful for us. And thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule. All of us are very grateful for this.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you
of
guys.
course.
I hope you had
Thank
a great
you.
time.
Thank you.